In 1914, many people believed the war in Europe would be quick and decisive. Soldiers expected to return home within months. Instead, World War I became one of the deadliest conflicts in modern history. The war introduced new strategies, powerful weapons, and a level of destruction that changed warfare forever. Here are 7 key points about World War I. 1. The von Schlieffen Plan. Before the war began, Germany developed a military strategy known as the von Schlieffen Plan. Created in 1905 by General Alfred von Schlieffen, the plan was designed to prevent Germany from fighting a two-front war. Germany planned to defeat France by quickly invading through Belgium, then its shift focus east to fight Russia, which was expected to mobilize more slowly. The plan reveals Germany's imperial ambitions and confidence in its military power. However, the strategy failed. Belgium resisted the invasion, Britain entered the war to defend Belgian neutrality, and German troops advanced more slowly than planned. As the offensive stalled, neither side was able to secure a clear victory. This stalemate forced both armies to dig in, leading directly to trench warfare. 2. Trench warfare became the primary form of fighting on the Western Front. Trenches were long defensive ditches dug into the ground to protect soldiers from enemy fire. This method was used because modern weapons, especially machine guns, made open-field combat extremely deadly. Between the opposing trenches lay no man's land, an area filled with barbed wire, shell craters, and constant danger. Life in the trenches was harsh and exhausting. Soldiers lived in mud, surrounded by rats, lice, and unsanitary conditions. Many suffered from diseases such as trench foot, dysentery, and typhus. The mental strain was just as severe. Constant bombardment caused many soldiers to experience shell shock, now recognized as PTSD. Because neither side could break through enemy defenses, the war became one of attrition, a strategy focused on wearing the enemy down through continuous losses. This became the only effective way to fight trench warfare. 3. Weapons of World War I. World War I introduced weapons that drastically changed combat. Machine guns were capable of firing hundreds of rounds per minute, causing massive casualties. Airplanes were first used for reconnaissance, but later evolved into tools for aerial combat and bombing. German airships and Zeppelins bombed cities, bringing the war directly to civilian populations. Submarines, known as U-boats, were used by Germany to target enemy ships and disrupt trade. Chemical weapons, such as mustard gas, caused severe burns, blindness, and long-term injuries. Tanks, introduced later in the war, were designed to cross trenches and break the stalemate, marking an important shift in battlefield tactics.
It turned into a long, drawn-out trench battle where everyone dug in and made themselves as miserable as possible for years. Trench warfare was brutal, largely because of the stalemate that the new machine guns brought.
4. Why the United States entered the war. The United States initially remained neutral, but several events pushed the nation toward war. In 1915, a German U-boat sank the British passenger ship Lusitania, killing over 1,000 people, including American civilians. This event shocked the American public. Another turning point was the Zimmermann Note, a secret message sent by Germany to Mexico. Germany promised Mexico U.S. territory if it joined the war against the United States. When the message was intercepted and made public, American support for entering the war increased, leading to a declaration of war in 1917. 5. How the U.S. turned the tide. The arrival of the United States helped shift the balance of the war. American troops provided fresh manpower, boosting Allied morale. The U.S. also supplied large amounts of weapons, food, and industrial support. By 1918, American forces played a key role in breaking the stalemate and pushing the Allies toward victory. 6. Women in World War I. Women played an essential role during World War I. As men went to fight, women filled positions as nurses, factory workers, and support staff. A primary source from a World War I nurse describes caring for wounded soldiers under constant pressure and danger. Her account highlights how women contributed directly to the war effort and experienced many of the same hardships as soldiers.
I used to take that ambulance out and drive the length behind the trenches sometimes to get some people out. You had to drive in the pitch dark, no lights whatsoever from the trenches. And if you can imagine to yourself pave roads with deep mud, troops coming up, guns coming up, and then a most appalling slither as the ambulance slid off the pave into the mud.
7. Effects on countries and citizens. World War I had lasting effects on countries and civilians. Governments introduced rationing, and shortages of food and resources became part of daily life. Entire economies were redirected toward supporting the war. The physical and emotional impact of the conflict continued long after it ended, leaving a legacy that reshaped nations and societies around the world.